I was standing right behind her at the family barbecue when my mother said it. Madeline? Oh, she's just figuring things out. Not like her brothers. They actually have careers. The aunts nodded. The cousins gave me those pitying looks. I was holding a plate of potato salad, frozen. Mom saw me, didn't apologize, just changed the subject like nothing happened. That's when I knew they'd never see me. But that was about to change. My name is Madeline, I'm 24. And I was the family disappointment. Third child, third wheel, third, everything. My oldest brother, corporate lawyer, married, house in the suburbs, perfect credit score probably. My other brother, engineer, new car, just got engaged. Parents couldn't stop bragging. And me? I worked as a barista in a coffee shop downtown, lived in a studio apartment so small I could touch both walls at the same time. I dropped out of art school 2 years before. Not because I wanted to, because my parents refused to support what they called an impractical degree. They called it quitting. I called it survival. Every family dinner was the same. Why can't you be more like your brothers? When are you going to do something with your life? We just want you to be successful, Madeline. I gave up on my dream to stop disappointing them. But it never stopped the judgment. I wasn't climbing corporate ladders. I wasn't buying houses or planning weddings. But I had something they never looked close enough to see. Has your family ever treated you like this? Share your story below. Because what happened next? They never saw it coming. It was a Sunday, monthly family dinner at my parents' house. I dreaded these, but I still showed up. Both my brothers were there with their partners, showing off like always. I just got promoted to senior associate, my oldest brother said, grinning. His wife flashed her new bracelet. Anniversary gift. My other brother's fiance showed everyone her upgraded engagement ring. We couldn't help ourselves, she giggled. My parents glowed. Mom literally said, "We raised them right." I tried to join the conversation, tried to matter. "I've been picking up extra shifts," I said, "saving money for something exciting." Dad cut me off. "Madeline, when are you going to get a real job? This barista thing is embarrassing." Mom piled on immediately. "People ask me what you do, and I don't even know what to say anymore." My oldest brother leaned back, condescending but fake helpful. "You know, my firm has an admin opening. I could get you an interview. At least it's a start." At least it's a start. Like I was starting from zero. "I have plans," I said quietly. "I'm working on something meaningful." Dad laughed. Not a kind laugh. "Plans? You've had plans since you dropped out. We're tired of excuses." Mom turned to my brother's partners apologetically. "I'm sorry you have to hear this. It's been difficult for us. Difficult for them." Then my dad said the thing I'll never forget. "Honestly, sometimes I wonder if you even belong in this family. Your brothers got the ambition gene. You got whatever this is." The room went silent. My brothers said nothing, didn't defend me, didn't even look at me. Their partners stared at their plates. I grabbed my coat. My hands were shaking. I walked out without a word. 2 weeks later, I wasn't in the family group chat anymore. I didn't notice at first. Then I saw them all talking about my brother's engagement celebration dinner. Dress code. Menu. +1s. I wasn't included. I found out only when my oldest brother texted me separately. "You coming Saturday or not?" I stared at my phone. Called my mother. Why wasn't I in the group chat? She sighed like I was being difficult. "We didn't think you'd want to spend money you don't have on expensive food." Translation? You don't fit the image we want. I showed up anyway. My brother had texted me the time and place, out of guilt, maybe. But no one told me the dress code. I walked into the restaurant in jeans and a blouse, Everyone else was in cocktail dresses and suits. I stood out immediately. They sat me at the far end of the table, away from everyone important. My uncle asked what I was doing now. Mom's face went tight. She's between opportunities, still exploring. My uncle laughed. At 24, I had 2 kids and a mortgage by then. Dad changed the subject fast, like my existence was an embarrassment he had to manage. My brother's fiancé tried to be nice, but it landed worse. It's never too late for community college. They have great programs. I said nothing. I swallowed the humiliation and felt myself disappear. A week later, my phone rang. Mom, I need a favor. She was organizing a charity art auction for her country club. You're not busy anyway, right? I need someone to handle the art pieces. You used to do that stuff. She wanted a full day of free labor, cataloging dozens of pieces, creating displays, coordinating volunteers. I should have said no, but some part of me still wanted her to see me, so I said yes. I worked an 8-hour day, did professional-level curation, fixed mistakes the other volunteers made. The auction that night raised record funds. My mother stood at the microphone and thanked our wonderful volunteers. Generic, nameless. She took full credit for the art presentation I'd designed. My brothers showed up for 10 minutes, just for photos. Mom introduced them to everyone, her sons. So proud. I stood in the back, invisible again. That's when I realized it. They'll use me when it's convenient, but they'll never celebrate me. I checked my phone during teardown. Someone important had been messaging me all day, a gallery owner. She'd found my secret Instagram account, and she wanted to talk. What they didn't know, what they never bothered to ask, was that I never stopped creating. For the past year, I'd been painting every night after my barista shifts, in my tiny apartment, on a folding table I got from a thrift store. I started an anonymous Instagram account, posted my work under a pseudonym, raw, emotional pieces about invisibility, about family, about belonging. I started selling small prints online, saved every single penny in a separate account. The account grew quietly. 15,000 followers, local art lovers, collectors, people who actually saw what I was trying to say. 3 months ago, I got a message. Mrs. Torres, owner of Riverside Gallery, well respected in the community. She loved my work. There's vulnerability and technique here, she wrote. I'd like to offer you an emerging artist showcase. I couldn't believe it. We met twice. She was kind, professional. She saw me. I'd been secretly preparing a full collection, working double shifts to afford materials. The showcase was scheduled for next month. The local newspaper reached out for a feature on emerging local talent. My parents had no idea. They didn't follow me on social media, never asked about my life beyond the surface. They saw failure. They didn't see that failure had taught me to create beauty from pain. Jenna was the only one who knew, my best friend from art school. She'd stuck with me when I dropped out. Still believed in me. She helped photograph my pieces, designed the professional invitations. You're going to kill this, she said during one of our late-night prep sessions. Mrs. Torres became an unexpected mentor. During one meeting, she looked me in the eye and said, "Your family doesn't define your worth. Your work speaks for itself, and it's saying something powerful." I wanted to believe her. The week before the showcase, there was another family dinner. I went out of habit. Maybe punishment. My parents announced they were hosting a big holiday party. Inviting some important people from the club, Dad said. Mom turned to me. Maybe don't mention the barista thing if people ask. Just say you're in transition or something. My oldest brother laughed. Or just hide in the kitchen. That's basically what you do anyway, right? The whole table laughed. Even my parents. I was the punchline again. Dad said, like he was being generous, "You know we love you, Madeline. We just want you to be successful. Like your brothers." I looked at him. "What if I already am?" Mom scoffed. "Sweetheart, let's be realistic." That night, I texted Jenna, "I'm done caring what they think." The gallery posted the official announcement, my real name, not my pseudonym. They tagged my account. A local arts blog shared it. Buzz started building. I made a choice. I didn't tell my family. Didn't invite them. If they wanted to know me, they should have asked. Now they'd find out with everyone else. The showcase happened on a Friday night. Over 100 people showed up. Collectors, artists, strangers who'd followed my work online. 3 pieces sold that night. The newspaper published a glowing review the next morning. A raw emerging talent exploring belonging and identity. My phone didn't stop. Buzzing, interview requests, commission inquiries, messages from people who saw themselves in my work. I barely slept. Saturday morning, my mother called. Her voice was tight, strange. "We need to talk. Come to the house. Now." I walked in and knew immediately. Both parents, both brothers, all waiting. An ambush. Mom's friend from the country club had gone to the gallery. I didn't even know she'd be there. She'd sent my mother photos, article links, raving about the incredible young artist. Mom was holding her iPad, my gallery website, my bio, photos of my collection. Dad spoke first. "When exactly were you planning to tell us about this?" I was calm. For the first time in years, I was calm. "I didn't think you'd be interested. You never have been before." "That's not fair," Mom said, defensive. "We're your parents. Of course we care." I laughed. Actually laughed. "You told me I didn't belong in this family. You've called my art a waste of time for years." My oldest brother tried to mediate. "Come on, that's not what they meant." I cut him off. "You laughed when Dad called me an embarrassment. Don't pretend you suddenly care now that other people noticed." Mom shifted tactics. "If we'd known, we could have helped. Do you know how many people we know? We could have promoted it." I pulled out my phone. I sold 3 pieces. The newspaper called me a raw, emerging talent exploring belonging and identity. I have 2 more gallery offers for next year. I did all of this without you. I showed them screenshots, collector messages, interview requests, a commission from a local business. Dad tried to save face. "We've always supported you." "Stop." I looked right at him. "You removed me from family group chats. You told strangers I was between opportunities. You used my skills for your charity event and didn't even say my name." I pulled up a recording on my phone. Pressed play. Dad's voice filled the room. "Sometimes I wonder if you even belong in this family." Silence. Dead silence. "I wasn't recording for revenge," I said quietly. "I just needed proof I wasn't imagining it." I showed them the gallery website, the collection titles. Invisible. The empty chair. Belonging. Enough. Mom stared at one painting. She recognized the background, her charity auction. I'd turned that pain into art. My younger brother spoke for the first time. "These are really good, Mads." "Yeah," I said. "They are." Mom tried to recover. "Well, we're proud now. We can tell people—" "You can tell people whatever you want. But I'm not making art for your approval anymore." Dad's face went red. "You're being dramatic. We're family." I walked toward the door. "Then you should have treated me like it." "Where are you going?" Mom's voice cracked. "We're not done." I stopped. Turned. "Yeah, we are. Mrs. Torres is repping me long-term. I have a commission from the City Arts Council. And I start therapy next week to unlearn what you made me believe about myself." I left. Didn't wait for a response. I drove straight to Jenna's. She made coffee. "How do you feel?" she asked. Like I finally put down something I was never supposed to carry. My family didn't text for 3 days. Longest silence ever. When they finally did, it was shallow. "Congratulations." From my mother. With an awkward emoji. I didn't respond right away. The silence didn't sting anymore. 2 months later, my parents showed up at my second showcase. I let them come. But I kept my distance. They didn't understand the art. They understood the status it gave them to have an artist daughter now. I made peace with that. I don't need them to understand. I just need them to respect me. I'm working on my second collection now. Moved to a better apartment with actual studio space. Quit the barista job for part-time work at the gallery. I see my family occasionally. On my terms. I spent years trying to belong at their table. Turns out I was building my own the whole time. If this story hit somewhere deep, I need you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button and tell me, have you ever had to prove yourself to the people who should have believed in you from the start? Drop your story in the comments. I read every single one, and your experience matters here. Whether you're watching from Tokyo, Texas, or Toronto, tell me where you are. This community is worldwide. Your story deserves to be heard, and we're listening. Thanks for hearing mine. See you in the next one.